In this video, we're going to have a look at how we can set the font type, size and colour of the text in a label. Let's briefly revisit a program we looked at in the previous video, and you can see that this program has the three lines you usually expect to see when you're using the functionality of TK-Inter. This line creates a label, an instance of the label, and we can see that we're passing in this parameter here, which is the name of the window that the label is going to be associated with. And here you can see that we're setting the text to I am label 1. This line does more or less the same, except of course the text here you can see is saying I am label 2. This line then packs label 1 onto the window it is associated with, and of course the window it is associated with is this one, which was created on this line, and then here we pack label 2 onto the window. So what we will see is this here. And if you have a look at the first label, you can see that the font color is black and the background is grey, which is the same color as the form that's behind it. This is the other label, and again you can see that the font is black and the background is the grey color. Now what we're going to do in this video is to see how we can change the font, change the colour of the font, and we're also going to change the size. And while we're at it, we may as well look at how we set the background colour of a label. Let's consider this program. We're going to have a look at this program statement, which creates an instance of the label. And this instance is going to work with 1, 2, 3, 4 parameters. The first parameter, well, that's the name of the window that the label is associated with. This sets the text to be displayed in the window to Hello World. This, well, BG stands for background, and the background is going to be assigned blue. And FG, well, that is foreground, and it's going to be assigned white. And we can see there are commas in all of the appropriate places. And this line will pack the label onto the form. So when this program runs, what we're going to see is this. And straight away we can see that the text is Hello World, which is taken from here. The background color is blue, which was taken from here. And the foreground, which is the color of the text, is white, which is taken from here. I will now amend this program as shown here, and straight away we're looking at this program statement, and we can see that we're passing in my window, which is the window that the label is going to be associated with. The text is Hello World. The background color, well, that's going to be whatever this hex number gives. That's the red component of the color, that's the green component, and that's the blue, red, green, blue. And this hexadecimal code gives us a colour of green referred to as spring green. Over here you can see that the foreground colour is being assigned black, meaning that the colour of the text is going to be black. So when this program runs and we pack the label onto the window, we should see the label displaying Hello World. We should see the background colour of the label being a shade of green, and that the font should be black. So let's see if indeed that is the case by looking at the runtime. And there you can see we have the green background, the text is Hello World, and the colour of the text, i.e. the foreground colour, is black. This computer program creates 3 labels, and you can see we then pack those 3 labels onto the window. If we consider the text for this one is simply saying red text in Times font, and here you can see that we're making the foreground red and the font we're making Times. Now this is a particular kind of font that will have a particular look. If we have a look at the next label, we're making its text green text in Broadway font, and we can see that the foreground colour is going to be green and the font is going to be Broadway. If we look at this label, we can see that the text is going to say blue text in Verdana font, and we can see that the foreground colour is blue and the font is Verdana. Size 32, it's going to be bold and it's going to be italic. So when we run this program, we should see this. We can see that the first label is saying red text in Times font. So we can see all of these parameters here set up the text to look like this. This here is saying green text in Broadway font, and the look of the text displayed in the label has been created by the fact that we've passed in the parameters shown here, and of course the foreground color is green and the font is Broadway. And here we can see it says blue text in Verdana font, and if you look at that text, you can see it's italic and you can see that it's bold, and it's obviously a lot bigger than the other font we've just considered. Now the reason for that, the reason it is bigger, is this is 32 here. It is size 32. This is saying it's got to be bold, and this is saying it's got to be italic. So to affect the font, we have to use this. We have to say font is assigned, and then we put as a string the name of the font, the size of the font, whether it's bold, which it is, and also it is italic. Now you don't have to have all of these here. You can see for this one, we're just saying that the font is Broadway. For this one, we're just saying the font is Times. Let's now consider this computer program. And again, I'm producing 3 labels, and then I'm going to pack those labels. And if we have a look in all 3 cases, you can see the text is going to be set to text in Verdana font. And if we come here, we can see that the foreground color for each is different. The first one is red, the second one is green, and the third one is blue. If we come to look at the font, we can see for this one that the font is Verdana and it's 20. The font for this one is the same, but we're setting the size to 30, which should mean it's bigger than the font for the first label we considered. But I'm also saying it should be italic. And here you can see that the font is the same, but we're making it size 40, and we're not making it italic in this case, we're making it bold. So when this program runs, what we will get is this. And we can see that this is text in Verdana font, and it's red, which it should be because it's specified here. We can see the size is 20. This one, well, it's in green because we said it should be green here. We can see that the size is 30, and if you look at the font, the green font here, you can see it's bigger than this, which it should be, because this one was set to size 20. But the other difference is that this font is italic. If we come to look at this, we can see that we've altered the size, we've made it bigger again, and we haven't got it italic on this occasion, we've got it bold. So you can see that this font is bigger than this one, and this font is bold because we've asked for it to be bold. Check out the supporting website for these videos. In addition, why not follow me on Twitter, as I issue a tweet every time I upload a new video.